King Charles III of the United Kingdom appointed Commissioner-in-Chief of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Queen Rania of Jordan visits a venture capital firm in Amman. Members of the Greek royal family attend a charity gala in New York City. King Philippe and Queen Mathilde of the Belgians attend a reopening of a museum in Antwerp. And the Danish Royal Court makes an announcement regarding Queen Margrethe II of Denmark. All this and much more coming up next on your Royal Daily News. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandra, and this is your Royal Daily News for April 28th, 2023. In Copenhagen, the Danish Royal Court announced that Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II of Denmark will carry out her first official engagement on May 9th, her first since having extensive back surgery on February 22nd. Her Majesty the Queen will preside over the presentation of the Craftsmen Association's medal ceremony held at Copenhagen City Hall. Prior to the medal ceremony on May 2nd, Her Majesty the Queen will officially board the Royal Yacht Dannenbrog, which marks the beginning of the sailing summer season to various municipalities around Denmark. In Kongens Lyngby, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Frederik of Denmark attended the Technical University of Denmark's 2023 Commemoration Day. Commemoration Day is DTU's largest annual academic event, and it is unique in that invitees include students, staff, and external partners from other universities, companies, industries, government agencies, and institutions. Meanwhile, Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Mary of Denmark, as patron of the United Nations Population Fund, accompanied by the Minister for Development Cooperation and Global Climate Policy, Mr. Dan Jorgensen, began their one-day visit to Sydney. The focus of today's visit was on Danish businesses that are involved in the green transition in Australia, as well as to visit various Danish-led projects related to sustainable construction and transport. According to the newspaper The Australian, this morning the Crown Princess went for an early morning bike ride along the, quote, CBD cycleways, starting at Hyde Park, riding up to Pitt Street, and finishing at Circular Quay. There, she met Lord Mayor Clover Moore and swapped shoes before taking a light rail journey of the transformed George Street to Town Hall, end quote. In the afternoon, the Crown Princess participated in a roundtable meeting with Danish companies working within the green transition in Australia. The day ended with a visit to the sustainable skyscraper Quay Quarter Tower, which was designed by the Danish architectural firm 3XN. On Thursday, the Crown Princess and Minister Jorgensen concluded their visit to beautiful Fiji. The day began with the Crown Princess and Minister Jorgensen visiting the Black Rock Training Center and Disaster Relief, where the Fijian Armed Forces are trained before being deployed to various United Nations peacekeeping missions. The center also provides, quote, aid assistance with efforts in connection with humanitarian crises, end quote. Thereafter, the Crown Princess and Minister Jorgensen made an unannounced visit to a local beach. Whilst there, the Crown Princess and the minister planted mangrove trees, which release CO2, protect the island's coastline, and are overall an important asset to our Earth's ecosystem. After planting of the mangrove trees, the Crown Princess mingled with the locals and danced on the beach. Soon, the Crown Princess and her delegation arrived at Nadi International Airport to participate in a farewell ceremony. In South Jutland, His Royal Highness Prince Joachim of Denmark was presented with coin number 1 from the chairman of the National Association of Danish Veterans, Mr. Niels Hartvig Andersen, at Schackenborg Slot. According to the Danish Royal Court, 500 coins were, quote, produced to strengthen the recognition of Danish veterans' extraordinary efforts for Denmark. Prince Joachim received the coin for his commitment and support of the National Association of Danish Veterans, end quote. On Thursday, in Copenhagen, Her Royal Highness Princess Marie of Denmark visited the Emergency Management Agency. During her visit, the princess was appointed section leader à la suite of the EMA. Princess Marie has been involved with the EMA since 2011, when she completed an operational induction training course. Since then, the princess has volunteered as a project worker in the area of prevention and participated in exercises, meetings, and courses, as well as visited the Emergency Management Agency's units and partners. In Hagshult, Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden met with high-ranking military officials from the Swedish Air Force and witnessed a rescue exercise known as Aurora 23 at Hagshult Air Base. The Crown Princess also received a briefing regarding the management of the airbase, met with military personnel and conscripts, and watched the landing of a Saab JAS-39 Gripen. Yesterday, Their Majesties King Carl Gustaf and Queen Sylvia of Sweden visited Uppsala County on the occasion of His Majesty's Golden Jubilee year. Throughout the year 2023, Their Majesties will visit all 21 counties in celebration of His Majesty the King's 50 years on the throne and in celebration of the 500th anniversary of Gustav Vasa's election as king. The day began at Uppsala Central Station, where Their Majesties were warmly welcomed by the governor of Uppsala County, Stefan Attefeld, and his wife Cecilia. Soon Their Majesties arrived at the Uppsala Museum, where they viewed the exhibition entitled Royal Visit, Uppsala and the King. Thereafter, Their Majesties arrived at St. Eric's Square to watch a cultural program filled with singing, musical performances, and dancing. Prior to the cultural program, His Majesty the King gave his speech stating, quote, "Today, the Queen and I are here to draw attention to the fact that it has been 500 years since Gustav Vasa was elected king on June 6, 1523. This marks the beginning of the cohesive and independent nation-state of Sweden. What could be better than a visit to Uppsala, which has several connections to Gustav Vasa? He started building Uppsala Slottet. He held meetings with citizens of Old Uppsala on several occasions, and last but not least, he was buried in Uppsala Cathedral." End quote. An hour later, Their Majesties arrived at the Uppsala Slottet for a lovely luncheon hosted by the governor. Once that was over, His Majesty the King planted a tree in the Slottet Park. Then a local choir started singing, and then several Saab JAS-39 Gripen fighter jets made a flight past over the Slottet. In Stockholm, His Royal Highness Prince Daniel of Sweden visited the headquarters and showroom of the electric motorcycle company Cakes on Thursday. During his visit, the prince met the founder and CEO of Cakes, Mr. Stefan Ytterborn, who informed the prince about Cakes' development of electric motorcycles. On Wednesday, Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden attended the 2023 Nordic Food Waste Summit afternoon panel session. Organized by the Swedish Food Agency and the Nordic Council of Ministers in collaboration with the Swedish Board of Agriculture and the Swedish Environmental Protection Agency, the Nordic Food Waste Summit gathered experts, politicians, and representatives from public institutions, companies, and civil society to discuss how the Nordic region can implement immediate measures to reduce food waste. In Brussels, Her Majesty Queen Mathilde of the Belgians attended the opening of Be Philanthropy, held at Auto World. The theme of this year's event is Be Responsible, Be Enabled, Be Innovative, and Be Engaged. Be Philanthropy, organized by the King Baudouin Foundation, aims to encourage individuals to recognize, foster, and facilitate philanthropy at local, national, European, or international levels, examining trends, opportunities, difficulties, innovations, and how philanthropy can achieve even greater impact in serving the general interest. More than 1,100 philanthropists, policymakers, notaries, bankers, heritage advisors, entrepreneurs, CSR managers, foundations, wealth advisors, and family officers have registered for the event. During this morning's event, Her Majesty the Queen gave the opening speech. In Antwerp, Their Majesties King Philippe and Queen Mathilde of the Belgians attended the reopening of the Royal Museum of Fine Arts Antwerp this evening, which had recently undergone extensive renovation and expansion. During their visit, their Majesties were given a tour of various exhibitions in the museum's new building, which houses an impressive collection of renowned artists. In Luxembourg City, His Royal Highness Hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume of Luxembourg, accompanied by his uncle, His Royal Highness Prince Guillaume of Luxembourg, brother of His Royal Highness Grand Duke Henri of Luxembourg, attended the Mérite Jeunesse Luxembourg Award ceremony. After the presentation of the awards, the Hereditary Grand Duke and the Prince viewed an exhibition entitled 30 Years of Mérite Jeunesse. Over the weekend, the Hereditary Grand Duke, as honorary chairman of the World Scout Foundation, chaired the 75th board meeting of the World Scout Foundation in Lisbon, Portugal. His Majesty King Carl Gustaf of Sweden also participated in the meeting. His Majesty the King has been a longtime member of the WSF and is also an honorary chairman of the WSF. During the meeting, His Majesty the King presented the Hereditary Grand Duke with a Baden-Powell Fellowship lapel pin as a gift for little Prince Francois. Thanks to this thoughtful gesture, Prince Francois has become the youngest recipient of the Baden-Powell Fellowship, following in the footsteps of his older brother, Prince Charles, who joined 2 years ago. In Amsterdam, RVD released a new photo of His Majesty King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands on the occasion of his 56th birthday. The image was taken by well-known Dutch photographer Jemmy Wood Benendijk. Meanwhile, their Majesties King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, accompanied by Her Royal Highness Princess Catharina Amalia, Princess of Oranje, and Her Royal Highness Princess Ariane of the Netherlands, attended King's Day in Rotterdam on Thursday. Also attending the celebrations were their Royal Highnesses Prince Constantine and Princess Laurentine of the Netherlands, Prince Maurits and Princess Marilene of Oranje-Nassau, Prince Peter Christian and Princess Anita of Oranje-Nassau, Prince Floris and Princess Amy of Oranje-Nassau, and Prince Bernhard and Princess Annette of Oranje-Nassau. Unfortunately, Her Royal Highness Princess Alexia of the Netherlands did not attend the celebrations. The reason? School. The princess is a student at the UWC Atlantic College in Wales. In Amman, Ms. Rajwa Khalid bin Musad bin Saif bin Abdul Aziz Al Saif, the fiancé of His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al Hussein bin Abdullah II of Jordan, is celebrating her 29th birthday. Ms. Al Saif was born on April 28, 1994 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to Khalid bin Musad bin Saif bin Abdul Aziz Al Saif, a very wealthy Saudi businessman, and his wife, Azza bint Nayef Abdul Aziz Ahmed Al Sudari. Ms. Al Saif is the youngest of 4. Her older siblings are Faisal, Nayef, and Dana. After completing her secondary education in Saudi Arabia, Ms. Al Saif received her BA in architecture from Syracuse University. In 2019, Ms. Al Saif received her AA in Visual Communications from the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, also known as FIDM, in downtown Los Angeles. After graduation, Ms. Al Saif worked at an architecture firm in Los Angeles. Eventually, Ms. Al Saif returned to Saudi Arabia, where she was employed at the Design Lab in Riyadh. This morning, Crown Prince Al Hussein bin Abdullah II took to social media to wish his fiancée a very happy birthday. Quote, "My precious Rajwa, every year we are on the footsteps of affection and mercy, everything yearning for a life filled with commitment and love with you. Wishing my dearest Rajwa a very happy birthday. Looking forward to a life of love, compassion, and commitment with you." End quote. Meanwhile, Her Majesty Queen Rania of Jordan also took to social media to wish her future daughter-in-law a wonderful day. Quote, "Happy birthday to our lovely Rajwa." End quote. Crown Prince Al Hussein bin Abdullah II of Jordan will marry Miss Rajwa Al Saif on June 1, 2023 in Amman. Upon her marriage, Miss Al Saif will be known as Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Rajwa Al Hussein of Jordan. In Amman, Her Majesty Queen Rania of Jordan visited the offices of Flat 6 Labs at the King Hussein Business Park on Wednesday. Established in 2011 in Cairo, Egypt, Flat 6 Labs is a leading MENA, which means Middle East, North Africa, region's leading seed and early-stage venture capital firm, currently running the most renowned startup programs in the region. Flat 6 Labs has offices in Jeddah, Tunis, Cairo, Abu Dhabi, Beirut, and Bahrain. Managing a number of seed funds valued at $85 million, the firm has supported more than 370 startups and 1,000 entrepreneurs across the region to date. Flat 6 Labs is supported by more than 25 institutional investors across the Middle East, allowing it to provide startups with funding ranging from $50,000 to $500,000 to support them through their early stages of their businesses. Upon her arrival, Her Majesty the Queen was warmly welcomed by the General Manager, Miss Rasha Mana, as well as with the founder and other representatives of the firm's management team. Thereafter, there was a conversation about the firm's operations, services, and plans for the future. According to Miss Mana, Flat 6 Labs opened its offices in 2021 and has provided early-stage funding and support services to promising Jordanian businesses with a particular focus on technology and innovation. Flat 6 Labs Jordan aims to invest in more than 90 early-stage startups in technology-driven fields such as education, healthcare, gaming, electronics, renewable energy, manufacturing, agriculture, and finance. Ms. Mana also informed Her Majesty on Flat 6 Labs training and support programs, which provide non-financial services to help accelerate startups' growth. The firm connects participating entrepreneurs with a network of hundreds of business mentors, investors, and corporates, facilitating business and learning opportunities to promote their advancement. After the meeting, Her Majesty the Queen met with a number of entrepreneurs and startup owners who have previously benefited from Flat 6 Labs programs to hear about their experiences as business owners in the Kingdom of Jordan. In Madrid, His Majesty King Felipe VI of Spain held an audience this morning with the Board of Trustees from the Fundación Consejo España Brasil on the occasion of its 10th anniversary at Palacio Real de El Pardo. In Avila yesterday, His Majesty the King arrived at El Mellizo shelter to meet with members of the Servicio de Protección de la Naturaleza. The purpose of the visit was to learn more about how the units of the Servicio de Protección work in the prevention and investigation of environmental crimes. In Tokyo, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Naruhito of Japan held an audience with the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina Wazid, at the Imperial Palace on Wednesday. In New York City, Their Royal Highnesses Crown Prince Pavlos and Crown Princess Marie Chantal of Greece, accompanied by Her Royal Highness Princess Maria Olympia of Greece, attended the 2023 Princess Trust Gala, held at Cipriani 25 Broadway. Co-chaired by British Vogue's editor-in-chief Edward Einfeld and Lionel Richie, the gala was held in support of the Princess Trust charities around the world, which aims to, quote, empower disenfranchised young people from 22 different countries and help them build better futures, end quote. In Belgrade, it was announced that Their Royal Highnesses Crown Prince Alexander and Crown Princess Catherine of Serbia will attend the coronation of Their Majesties King Charles III and Queen Camilla of the United Kingdom on May 6th at Westminster Abbey in London. On the occasion of the 150th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and the upcoming coronation, His Majesty King Charles III of the United Kingdom formally accepted the role of the RCMP Commissioner-in-Chief during a ceremony held in the Quadrangle at Windsor Castle. Yesterday morning in London, His Majesty King Charles III of the United Kingdom, as head of the British Armed Forces, accompanied by Her Majesty Queen Camilla of the United Kingdom, presented new standards and colors to the Royal Navy, the Lifeguards of the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment, the King's Company of the Grenadier Guards, and the King's Colour Squadron of the Royal Air Force at Buckingham Palace. Also on Thursday, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Edinburgh, as patron, hosted a reception for the British Bobsleigh and Skeleton Association athletes and staff at Buckingham Palace. And last, but certainly not least, their Royal Highnesses the Prince and Princess of Wales began their 2-day visit to South and Mid Wales yesterday. The purpose of their visit is to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Central Beacons Mountain Rescue and to meet members of the local communities. Per Kensington Palace, quote, "On this first day in Wales, the Prince of Wales, as patron of Mountain Rescue England and Wales, and the Princess of Wales spent the afternoon visiting the Central Beacons Mountain Rescue Team. Run entirely by volunteers, the Central Beacons Mountain Rescue Team has been working to keep the communities of Mid and South Wales safe since 1963. The team responds to calls 24 hours a day, year-round, and covers a central area of, I can't pronounce that, National Park, which incorporates Pen y Fan, the highest point in southern Britain, as well as some beautiful waterfalls, Cardiff, Newport, and the valleys." On their second day in Wales, the Prince and Princess of Wales visited Aberfan Memorial Garden to pay their respects to those who lost their lives during the Aberfan disaster. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow on Saturday, April 29th, with all the latest royal news. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful evening and a great day tomorrow. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, take care, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.